it's November 2nd, so we're getting in the deer stand. It's daylight savings time, so that kind of, everybody's got to adjust their schedule when that happens, but I'm actually letting it get, there's like zero wind, 0 miles per hour, so I don't want to saturate this area I'm going in with a bunch of my scent just sitting there on the floor. So, and the winds are supposed to get up, 5 to 10 miles per hour through the day, but starting out it's 0, and I'm just letting the sun get up a little bit before I go in there.
Got in here and got all set up. Nice and clean and quiet. There were deer in the field actually as I was climbing my stand, but they didn't spook at all. In fact, I watched 2 does about midway of the food plot work across and back into this bedding right back here. It's backed up right to the edge of town, and the deer just pour in there. With those, it's doe bedding. They, all through this. It's year-round doe bedding. So those bucks are, they have to come up here and check this. That was awesome. That was the ultimate test for my setup here. A cautious mama doe and her fawns. Those were twin buck fawns, and they were tiny. The doe wasn't very big either. Here he comes. shot was a little back, but it sure sounded good. It sounded like I popped those lungs. I have to rewatch it. Holy crap, that happened so fast. It's a pretty decent buck. Came running through here grunting. I didn't even have time to get ready, like to turn the cameras on or anything. I think Big Boy ran him off.
Well, I'm about 30 minutes in and probably 100 yards, and at this point I'm just kind of grid searching. I haven't found a drop of blood, not one stinking drop. Found the last 4 inches of the knock and fletching of the arrow covered in blood. I walked over in some of that thick brushy stuff over there. I just have to think he had to stay along these main deer trails that aren't so treacherous. So I'm gonna stay along these deer trails and see if I can't find some blood or stumble on him.
Well, it's day 2 now of tracking this buck. I just ran out of daylight last night, and with no blood, it's basically just a grid search for a body. Now I'm concentrating on the brushy, where would a buck go if he was injured, and there's a whole section sort of in the middle of the farm that I haven't checked yet. So I'm going to go down to the river, work up through the flooded timber back into that thicker stuff. I feel good about it. Like I don't think he left the farm. I pulled 2 SD cards, and that 8-pointer, he likes to go back and forth on that southwest corner. Like that was multiple pictures of him leaving the farm and coming back in that back corner. And I've got 2 cameras. He didn't show up on any of them. I've got him coming on the farm yesterday morning at like 4 a.m. And then of course, I ended up shooting him, and there's not a picture of him leaving again. I got another camera, a cell camera, down by the bridge that catches most of the deer coming on and off the farm there. So he didn't show up there. So I feel good he's in there. It's just, my goodness, the terrain, the farm is flat, but there's brushy. I mean, there's areas where, you could walk right past him and not see him. So it's kind of tough sledding. It was getting pretty bleak, and I had a positive attitude, but I was getting pretty concerned. So I'm basically just wandering around looking for a dead deer, and I came down to the river. I was just trying to see if, maybe he tried to cross the river, got in the river and couldn't get out or something. And I'm just walking along the edge and looked up the hill, and there he is. Man, he's a good deer. I actually walked right past him last night. I thought of it last night. He tried to go, across the river, and I just wasn't able to peek over and see down right here. I actually walked down to the creek over there. But this tracking job has been an adventure, and there's a lot of things about the hunt and the farm that I'd like to get into, but so much work to do. Take care of this guy.